Hi, everybody. This is Robert calling from an unknown location near RIT. I wanted to welcome you to English 389 Digital Creative Writing Workshop. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late on getting everything up, but now it's up and we are ready to go. I will be seeing some of you in class tomorrow at 9:30. No, at 11. Ha! First mistake of the semester. And then some of you I will be seeing online. It's a synchronous class, which means if you're not in person, you are definitely Zooming in that day. So every Tuesday and Thursday, you are either in class or Zooming in. Before I get started on, the semester and all the documents, the best thing sometimes for me to do is to give you a little explanation about how I use my courses. That way, especially since you're taking 5 or 6 classes, I try to make things as clear and easy to get to as I can. And the better that you understand how I'm using my courses, the less confusion you're going to have over the semester. So this is just a quick guide to my courses, and then the other to-dos you have for the next couple days are all going to be pursuant to that because you'll know where to find everything. All right, so you are seeing basically the My Horses homepage for this semester. You're going to notice that I've got all of a slightly different list of tabs. These are the ones we'll be using. I have in the top left a widget that has a couple important things, links for you. This is the link that you're all going to use to get to our class sessions. You can always go to the Zoom tab and get there from that point as well. This is the Zoom tab. It's a different meeting ID for my office hours or anytime you're meeting with me. This will link to the Google Slides. These are all my slides. So if you miss class, take a look at this slide set to see the basics of what we've done for the day. Sometimes I ask you to write in the slides with your group to sort of brainstorm things. And this is a link to any content warnings or trigger warnings for the stories we read. And I encourage you to add to that as much as you can. I can't get everything, and some people will feel like a content warning or a trigger warning is necessary for something that I'm not aware of. So please use that. Below that's announcements. These will be, well, announcements. I'll use this when I make changes to things. I'll usually also email you. You can see that at the top is the email I sent earlier today about the fact that not everything was up yet. So there's that. There's nothing else below this except announcements on the left side. On the right, and this is super important, this is your checklists. I don't know if you've used checklists yet in my courses, and we'll get to this in a little bit, but basically everything that you have to do, readings, writings, group work, is listed in your checklists. It is the same exact list that will be located on the class schedule, but this is easy access for you. So whatever week, you click on it and it gives you your checklist and you can check things off. The calendar is below that. That's going to be also related to the checklist. It's just a different way of looking at what you have to do and when it's due. So very important checklists and links and announcements. If I look at content, you're going to see that I've organized everything, and every document that I mention should either be in content or on the net, and I have given a link for it. Most of the important stuff you're going to see in internal documents from me. That's either logistical stuff or administrative stuff. Up at the top of internal documents, you're going to see the first documents you're going to be wanting to read for the next couple of days: schedule, syllabus, COVID life, also another link to group slides. Below this, you've got all your assignments, so your exercises and your final project and your midterm project. Grading and info on deliverables is just that, and some handouts, which will be here. Also videos, stuff on Twine and coding, articles, essays, everything that you're going to need is listed here. Rather than go through all these different folders, the best way to deal with things, I think, is using the search topic. So do use this search bar. So if I needed to look up an essay by Serge Bouchardon, I could type in Bouchardon there and find out that nothing's there because I spelled it wrong. Way to go, Robert. Error 2. Bouchardon, and there it is. So please use the search box. It's very, very handy. Syllabus. Et voila. So that's content. Checklists. This is going to look a little different for you than for me. Let me pretend I'm a student for a second. And there's basically a Twine technical checklist. We're going to be using Twine this semester. This will list every Piece of functionality I expect you to learn this semester. This is, you don't need coding, we'll talk about that. And then one checklist for every week. It's the best way to organize things. What you'll see for every week is that they're organized by class day, Tuesday and Thursday. And then what they'll usually have is what you need to do, and then if it's on my courses, a link to something. So the first thing you're going to need to do after watching this video is read the syllabus. You should be able to go to your checklist, click on this document, and it will take you to the syllabus. Okay, that's checklist. Calendar we've gone over. Groups, you'll be working in groups and you'll have lockers. We won't deal with that. Your assignment box is pretty straightforward. It should have everything you need to turn in. That is an assignment and due dates. We'll get to this all later. Discussions, very important, and I'll talk about this a little bit. There's a Twine journal form, which we'll talk about later, which is you doing analyses of some of the works we read. But more importantly, there's 3 discussion forums that I want you to use regularly. In part because questions of creative writing come up at different times, and often, if they're not private, other people will want to know the answers. Craft questions are anything about creative writing you can ask me about here, maybe something that come up in class, something that you've been thinking about and what you've been reading. Please feel free to put them in here. I get back to them. Other people should answer as well. Clarification questions are any question about class logistics or administration. Again, this saves it from you emailing me and then I email you, but other people want the answer to the question. So this way everybody can hear about it. Same thing with technical questions. You may find that you're working in Twine and you don't know how to do something, and you may want to ask for help, and somebody can point you in the right direction. Now, for all of these, what's really important is that you subscribe to them so that you know when they're coming in. It's not like millions will be coming in. You're not going to get completely spammed out. But especially for clarifications, you're going to want to know if there's a question about a deadline, or maybe I get a date wrong on one of the documents by accident or something like that. And somebody says, hey, Robert, deal with it. And this is a good way to know. So that is discussions. Locker you get. Surveys, you have a couple surveys to fill out during the year just so I know a little about you and your tech skills. Zoom tab just takes you to various links for classes. Again, you can get to this the same way through the homepage. Grades you got, and that is it. So hopefully that just lets you know where everything is. Again, right now, everything should be up. There are a couple things that are TBD because you're going to be deciding as a class, different groups, what you want to be doing. If you don't see something, check everywhere, and if not, drop something in the clarifications tab. That is it. I will double remind you that this is the best way to get to Zoom for tomorrow's 11 o'clock class session. Have a really good night. I hope your first day of classes went well, and I will see all of you either in person or virtually tomorrow. Ciao.